in the basement, dreaming of charts, no time for complacent. Now we mad with the team elevation, alumni deep, every name foundation. Jesus said 77 got that light. Melissa one love holds it down every night. Alexandra GGG, my boss queen job D. Been them ready, hold chat nods. RS Miller in the logic and pace, breaking down, getting in a silent space. Maybe a bandage with polyrhythm fire. Triplets and time patterns that inspire. All set, Harper bring the tank. Stacking knowledge while the moon boys sang. It's a throwback grind, no gimmick. LBC built this wave authentic. Still the same crew. Dropping 3, 2, 1.
We've been running through the charts, it's a time loop. Every candle like a spark from the old roots. From then to now, still the same crew. Throw it back, what we've been through. Ooh, don't lie, but the charts do.
Throw it back, what we've been through. Back in the Discord, with passion, Piper's precision, Bucks never crashing. BC, port core, macro locked in. OC got keep it quiet, but he wins. Bring firewall, set, bring steel. Hard truck charts that bend what's real. Maybe in the lab with the rhythm off grid, beating out beats like a blockchain kid. LBC vision, no hype, no fear. Built from the bottom, now the message clear. This ain't just TA, it's timeline travel. We swing the waves where the normies unravel. Throw it back. Countdown layered in 5, 4. Drop incoming.
We've been running through the charts, it's a time loop. Every candle like a spark from the old roots. From then to now, still the same crew. Throw it back, what we've been through. Ooh, don't lie, but the charts do.
Throw it back, what we've been through. Remember the nights when the screen went cold. No wins, just lessons in gold. We learned it, we never fold. Now we rise in the rhythm we hold. Every loss was a line, every bounce a theme. We built this crew from a charted dream. Hollywood the first twist with a time aligns. Alumni born in the climb.
We've been running through the charts, it's a time loop. Every candle like a spark from the old roots. From then to now, still the same crew. Throw it back, what we've been through. Ooh, don't lie, but the charts do.
Throw it back, what we've been through. Throw it back,
What we've been through, yeah.
We learned and we never fold. Now we rise in the rhythm we hold. Every loss was a line, every bounce a theme. We built this crew from a charted dream. Hollywood a twist where the time aligns. Alumni born in the climb. What we've been through, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto. We ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. If you're wondering why I played a song that had alumni inside of it, it is because I had to do a little bit of a throwback. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I see we've got some worry in the chat. I think it's gonna be okay. Maybe. We'll see. There's we'll get into the charts. We'll just take a look. But let's just go ahead and say hello to the chat and then get into the charts. How about that? Alexandra GGG, Mod Boss, Mod Queen, Mod God. Thank you for being here. Alexandra G, as always. Kelly, the Kellephant. How you doing, Kelly? Hope you're doing well. We've got maybe a Band-Aid. Mr. Bandage, hope you're doing well. We've got Duality C, good evening, good evening. Retro Mike Tech, what's going on, my brother? Make sure you guys follow Retro Mike Tech. I believe on YouTube and on the Twitters. If you want to learn proof of work and mining, that's your guy. Go to RMT. Harp with the metal horns. What's going on, Harp? How you doing? Thank you for being here. All right, let's get these off. Let's break it down. I just sat down. Guys, I just got back from my daughter's birthday dinner. And I got all you can eat sushi. And I pushed my limits. I pushed my limits. Oh man. They were like, I was like, we had like a birthday cookie cake. And I was like, I think I'm gonna get the tempura cheesecake, which is like fried cheese, deep fried cheesecake, and the tempura Oreos. And my wife was like, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that? We've got dessert. Why would you do that?" I said, "It's all you can eat. Why wouldn't I do it? I can't take it home. I can take the cookie cake home. I've got to get me some fried cheesecake because I'm filling up this belly." What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It is Wednesday evening. It is August 20th, 2025 at 9:07 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you're all doing well. All right. Let's just do a quick Bitcoin overview. So, we did get the swing failure pattern. Everybody knows this. We got the swing fail. Closed the daily below, looks like. And then we've been down ever since, of course. Still holding the low over here. The August 3rd low. Still holding that. August 2nd and 3rd. That's Saturday and a Sunday. We might have to come back for those. But we did sweep a Friday low. So that's interesting. But we might need to come for these lows as well. Like I've been saying, I believe this is going to end up being a flat correction of some kind, whether it's an expanded flat where we just deviate above the high and not a standard flat. What did I? No, I said expanded. An expanded flat where we deviate above the high and below the low, or it's going to be a running flat and we actually front run the low and then continue higher. Now, it might just be a standard flat. I mean, we did just get a baby wick above the high over here, and a standard flat is essentially a double bottom, okay? And then that means that we have potentially bottom. What can change this? Well, simple. If we lose the low and we come back up and we fail to reclaim the range and continue lower, we do something like that and it's bad news bears. All right. What's going on? All set. Thank you for being here. So we don't want that. Okay. We don't want that if we want to continue to be bullish within the next couple of months. And we start losing some pivotal lows in here, then we could be coming back down to this 52-week SMA. Put mad in the chat if you remember the 52-week SMA from Markets After Dark over on the Piper Academy Network. I brought it back up today because I was just curious to see where we stood. And as you can see, we've gotten bounces off of it. And now it's just kind of lingering below us, steadily curving to the upside. I was trying to do this pre-stream. Let's go to more settings because I want to... Where's my values? Indicators and financials. Is this what I want? Value. Yes, that's what I want. So yeah, that now sits at $91,566 is where the 52-week SMA hits. And if I just zoom this out just a little bit more so you can see the history on this. Let me pick a chart that's got more history on it. We will do, I guess, Bitstamp. Alrighty. So, pretty much, if we close below it, you tend to get a nice flush. Close below, retest, flush. Close below, retest flush, and we have just been using that as support. So, and that currently, that's weird. When you zoom out to the weekly chart, it drops, or it went up to 92,558. That's weird. You go to the daily and it's at 91,594. Okay. But it's going to get hot this weekend. Go hide at the beach. Shut. Be quiet. Oh, your daughter. Yay. Yeah. Yep, turned 13 years old today. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Getting old. Where did these lines come from? Oh, I'm on a different chart. That's what happened. Okay, so yeah. Just yeah, it doesn't look great to be perfectly honest. At the moment, we are holding the low at 112K. Interested to see if we do get the SFP or not. Trying to see if we can't find a similar pattern. No. May not find it on the daily time frame. Somewhat similar? Not really. This was more similar, but this led to more capitulation, which would be okay. I think we would survive. Any more flat corrections? This definitely has a little bit of December or November 2020 vibes. November and December of 2020 vibes. Nothing is sticking out to me. I might have to go to a different chart to try and find something, but that's okay. Trying to finish that vacation that got cut short in June because I didn't bring my computer. Oh no. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Bitcoin. We're holding the low. We'll see if we can continue to bounce. Let's go to a chart that's got more volume. Yeah, so we want to get a bounce. And like I was saying last night, I would prefer if we could get back above 117K, and above this level here. That's going to be our major resistance. I would just go ahead and take in this whole zone right here. As you can see, that's where we got a big sell-off. We also got a nice little sell-off here. So I mean, one step at a time. Gotta get above this high at 115,800 or so. 115,835. 800. 115,800. Got to get above that. Close some 4-hour candles, preferably daily candles above that. That would be nice. Not much in the way of a bullish divergence on the 4-hour, 6-hour, not there. 12-hour, not there. I got a feeling we're not going to find any. You got a little bit of a divergence on the daily here because it is more flat on the momentum, which does count. I would have preferred if this had gone down just a little bit more. Maybe if we can get a push up tomorrow and then a push down like this, maybe we can get something like this, depending on how strong that push down would be. Then that would give us a bullish divergence across multiple time frames. Guess we shall see. We still have Jackson Hole coming this Friday. But I think the key thing is going to be, Jackson Hole. We're going to have to see what Powell says on Friday at, I believe, Yeah, because Piper said it this morning. It's going to be after the morning market report. So I think it's at 11 Central Standard Time. I guess I can just go over to the economic calendar and look. Fed Chair Powell's speech at 10 Eastern Standard Time. So 10 in the morning. Sounds good. So yeah, we got Jackson Hole today. We had the Fed minutes. That's why the title of this stream is what it is. It's all about the jobs. And that's because that's essentially what they were looking at. Now, the last FOMC came before the really bad jobs report, where we came in well under what we were expecting. We were expecting like 114,000 jobs added, and we only added like 70,000. So that shows weakness in the labor market, and that is what shot the odds of a rate cut to the upside dramatically. But then we got that hot PPI number, a 0.9 month over month, and that wasn't good. So what is it? So they're going to be, I don't know. I think we just got to wait for Friday and see what Powell says, because that's going to pretty much determine everything. I was looking at the Kabisi letter earlier today, Kabisi, on Twitter, and they were talking about how really it's all about the jobs, and that we will find out, I believe, September 4th. ISM services, non-farm, September 5th. JOLTS job openings at 10. Unemployment rate on the 5th. The 3rd. And this is the week before my little baby's born. We'll see what happens this week. I am going to be in the hospital this week. I will not be streaming. I will be with my wife at the hospital. So I will not be streaming this week. So just so you know in advance, the week of September 8th, I will not be on the stream. Probably. Maybe if I come home and take a shower, I'll do a quick stream, but then I got to go right back to the hospital. So we'll see. Trials and tribulations, living next to the North Pole. Y'all guys, y'all are talking about the weather. Okay. Boring. All right, so next week we've got GDP growth rate. We've got core PCE, personal income, personal spending. Not really much next week. So the next couple of weeks, the next week is the price action is going to play off of what Powell says Friday. So just be ready for that. If the jobs numbers come in bad, then we should expect a rate cut of 25 basis points. I think because of the hot PPI, that 50 basis points is off the table. I don't think we're getting 50 basis points. So it's all going to depend on that September 5th jobs report, on whether or not we get a 25 basis point cut or not at the September FOMC. So there you go. So it's all about the jobs. Jobs. Weather versus XRP. What? Yay, little wave. Yeah. Family first always, LBC. Oh, you know it. You better not be streaming. What? I can't come home and stream? Jeez. I gotta be in the hospital the whole time? God. I mean, you're probably right, but Okay, yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, so we're getting a nice little rejection here off of this former temporary support level where we saw a couple of bounces, but then we fell through, come back up, and so if we can get a move above this level and come back down and retest it, then we can maybe fire off a scalp long to the resistance 117K. And yeah, what kind of gain would that potentially be? 1.82%. That's not bad for Bitcoin. 1.82%. Throw a little leverage on it, and you're looking pretty good. The RSI is more in more of an uptrend, so that's good. We've also broken the downtrend on the RSI, broken above it, so that's good. So I would look for something like this if we're looking for some short-term plays. I want to see us break back above that a support level, turn it back into support, make sure it's not resistance, and head on up to the upside for a little short stream from the hospital, or else. RMT threatened me, so that means I have to do it now. Now I have to stream from the hospital. You all can thank Retro Mic Tech, okay? You're gonna be getting a picture or two. You know that. You know that. I can't not share my baby. And at the very least, I'm gonna tell you whether or not eats a boy or eats a girl. Does anybody remember that commercial? Are any of you old enough? I know some of you are old enough to remember the commercial that we oughta baby eats a boy. You know, remember when we used to have to pay for long distance phone calls? That's why they did the whole, like, I've got a message. It's from we oughta baby eats a boy. Sup? What's up, all set? Wick's wife, fine 89. How you doing, 2Dub? Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, getting a nice little bounce. Was this today? Yeah. Getting a nice little V-shaped recovery in here. Okay, okay. That's not looking too shabby. Let's get rid of this. Useless. Get rid of this. Pretty useless. Don't even know why those were there. All right. Let's see. From this low, I miss phones with cords. I don't. Well, actually, I don't even know. I didn't miss them when I was a kid. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, got a nice little bounce off of the 50% retracement. That's good enough for government work. A little bounce off for the 50% retracement. Let's go to the 4-hour. Bring this down a little bit. All right. So still holding this trend after the break. Still holding. Yeah. Fallen below it once. Little wick below. Came right back up. Okay. So the S&P 500 is still holding strong. HARP is the strong one that survived. Me too. I sometimes get tired of the electronic leash. It's kind of funny. It's called, you consider it a leash, but it doesn't have a cord, and you consider the one that's got a cord to not have a leash. Ironic. Man, I want some more fried cheesecake. I want some more sushi. Not really. I'm full. I'm stuffed to the max. All right, so the S&P 500 sitting at 6,418 points. 0.25 points. Starting off the day, moving to the upside. Spent yesterday pushing down, getting a bounce. Would have preferred a clearing of this high before we saw a pullback. because when it comes to this stuff, I prefer moves like this. I would have preferred that. Hold on. Hey guys. So yeah, getting a nice V-shaped recovery, getting a bounce there off of the 786 on the NASDAQ, and then a pullback to the golden pocket and getting a bounce. Okay, so far these are looking like they're a little bounce happy. Now the Dow Jones has not been looking great at all, but it is in a bit of a consolidation here. I don't typically like symmetrical triangles, at least with crypto, but stocks and your stock indices, they tend to follow technical analysis rules and basic patterns better than crypto does, because crypto is just way more volatile. So if this can get a nice break here and get a pullback, then I would look for some continuation. If not, and it comes back down into the triangle, then we could look for a reversal here for the Dow Jones. So let's hope we don't get that. It's all really going to depend on Friday. I mean, everything's kind of, at least for like the next week or two of price action, because we would have to wait for the jobs numbers. Well, we do have the jobs numbers coming out on was it a Wednesday or a Tuesday? The PPI, core inflation. Oh, did I skip it? Whoops. Okay, so yeah, that comes on a Wednesday, September 3rd. So for the JOLTS job openings, what was the prior one? Oh, prior was 7.43 million. We don't have a forecast yet. Okay. We've got retail. No, that's non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. So we were at 4.2% prior. The prior reading. 4.2, 4.1, 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.1, 4, 4.1. So we've been hovering right around that 4.1 to 4.2 range on our unemployment rate. But if that comes in higher, the rate cut becomes more likely. Then if we come down into that's our unemployment rate, non-farm payrolls. This is an employment report released monthly, usually on the first Friday of every month, and heavily affects the U.S. dollar, the bond market, and stock market. Current employment statistics, CES program from the U.S. Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics surveys about 141,000 businesses and government agencies representing approximately 486,000 individual work sites in order to provide detailed industry data on employment hours and earnings of workers on non-farm payrolls. So, yep, and JOLTS job openings. Job openings refer to all positions that are open, not filled, on the last business day of the month. Job openings are part of the job openings, and this is why I prefer Forex Factory, because it actually breaks down what you're looking for, what it means, and all that stuff. I can never remember some of this stuff. I don't know why. I just can't. I'm trying really hard. JOLTS job openings. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Okay, so measures the number of job openings during the reported month, excluding the farming industry. It's released late, but can impact the market because job openings are a leading indicator of overall employment. Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall spending or economic activity. So we actually probably want to see the number go down if we want a rate cut. We want jobs openings to come down. Miss you on OC show? Who are you talking to? Me? What's going on? Jesus saves. Thank you for being here. Mad love. God bless. Hope you're doing well. I was looking for you. I'm right here. Or are you talking to Alexander G? So yeah, that's what we're looking for there on the job stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. USDT dominance. Oop. Okay, so we got back up into our supply zone. We did get a double top sell off. We did create equal highs. I haven't studied the USDT dominance chart enough to know whether or not if that's a thing that plays on this, because I know that it plays on Bitcoin and other cryptos and stocks and stuff, equal highs and equal lows, but I don't know about USDT dominance. I will find out. Ethereum sitting at $4,287. It did get above that high and getting a nice little pullback. Okay. Above the 50, so showing some strength. The thing is, though, if price does decide to continue higher, then this will continue higher. And we will start to get overextended pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. You're looking at coming back to the highs, and you're already potentially at least overextended. Now, that doesn't mean you can't just continue. It doesn't mean you can't ride the overextension. Of course you can, and it just continues higher. It's just saying, hey, let's kind of be careful, okay? Because we're getting a little bit overheated a little bit too quickly. It's kind of, I don't know. It depends. It really depends. Let's go back over here so we can see, like on this rise up, look at this first move. See, it came up really quickly, and then we had a pretty nice pullback. Wasn't that bad, though. How big of a pullback was this? Well, how much of a retrace? Whoops, wrong button. Did I hit it again? What am I doing? 50% retracement. What was that in price? 5% move. Not even that bad. Of course, I am on the hourly. So yeah. But the point is, you get up into the overextended zone, you expect a pullback. So at the very least, you expect a pullback. So that's what I'll be looking for. I want to see this break the high too. We do have a support level here, okay, that we did reject, but we could be putting in an inverse head and shoulders. And on this, we go from the neckline to the tip of the head. Close enough. That's going to be our measured move target. That gets us up to about $4,744 and back up into this range up in here. I mean, it plays. If it plays, it pays. So we want to see a break above this 4375. Get a pullback, maybe come into this order block up in here. Get a pullback and then continuation. That's what I would want to see. Now, if Powell is dovish at all, then we might be okay. If he's hawkish at all, though, this market's already ready to sell off. and I might say it. I don't think that I think we might. I think it's possible that the bottom's in, and I'm almost leaning towards it. Fear and greed sitting at a 50. See, dang. The last time we were this low on our fear and greed was back here June 21st, right before we put in another low, but that another low was the bottom. So maybe we'd get another low, potentially. But from there, from that point, Ethereum went on to go for a 121% run. Just saying. What does the shoulder go down to? I don't know what you mean. What is the what? I don't understand. I don't understand the assignment. What do you mean? What does the shoulder go down to? Oh, like here? Like how low would it go? I really wouldn't want to see it go below this low right here. This low, the other shoulder's low. I wouldn't want it to see that. I would not want to see it go below this low. Most of the time. For your standard stuff. Stocks and stuff. Crypto. Maybe we could get a little bit of a wick down here. I mean, we do have an order block in here. A 1 hour order block. Right below this. That's tough. I want to see it flip this. I want to use this high right here before this little pullback. I want to use this high as support. So it would be nice if we got a nice little bounce off of this level right here at $4,228. If we got a nice bounce off of that, that would be really nice. We do have a little bit of an imbalance in here on this candle. Fair value gap. Kind of. It's not the prettiest fair value gap. Boom. And we take this. Actually, could we consider this? No. We wouldn't consider that a breaker. But a nice, bullish candle here. I'd watch for this one too, though, this order block. So maybe it can pierce down and then get a bounce. But it's got to bounce. It's got to bounce in here. It's got to. It's got to happen. Go to the 15. Let's go down a little bit deeper. Okay, so we have a 15-minute fair value gap right there. Yeah, I mean, I at least expected to come down and sweep these lows right here. So as long as we sweep those lows and we get a bounce, I'd prefer if we didn't break that low, for sure. We break that low, and then we're very likely going to continue down. Yeah, I mean, just this general area, I would just like to see a bounce. Well, below this low, between 4,250 and 4,200. 4,200 to 4,250 is where I would like to see it bounce. I'll be copy trading you, Harp. No pressure. Wait, what did Harp say? Not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous about Powell on Friday, but I'll take the entries given. Yeah, well, what are you nervous about? What are you nervous about? You shouldn't be nervous. I mean, if you have HODL bags, I mean, I guess you could, that might be a reason to be a little nervous, but out should be long term anyway. So there's no reason to be nervous. Whatever happens, happens. Roll with the punches. Right? It be what it do. Can't change anything. Let's take a look at the CMEs on Bitcoin. No gaps. Okay. Wait. The CME broke the low. Oh, because the weekend created... See, this is what I was talking about, like those two bottom candles right here, the daily candles. This is a Saturday and this is a Sunday. So let's do this. Let's take a rectangle, cover these up. Black. Black. Okay, might need to do this. And do this. There we go. It's not really working. It's not really working. Oh, I should probably go... Whoop. Visual order. Bring to front. There we go. Okay, that's kind of there. All right, let's so we got a wick right here. Okay. All right, there we go. This is what we're working with. So technically, if we're only looking at the CMEs, then we put in a swing failure pattern. We swept the low and closed green. Okay, maybe. It'll be interesting if that does end up playing out and this just, that's it. This is over. This is over. This correction is over. Got a nice little ABC. It's done. Hold on. There we go. That would be your expanded flat where we sweep the high, sweep the low. Remember, acting like these two candles don't exist. Then we continue to the upside. I mean, of course, I could just go back over to the CME chart and just draw it right here. Here we go. Then we got this one right here. And yeah, that's the one. Bring that across. There we go. And yeah, there's our expanded flat correction. So, and then V bottom recovery. Where would so September 3rd right here. This is the JOLTS jobs data, and then the 5th is right here. So up, golly, cannot draw. Up, down, sweep the high, sweep the low, off and away we go. Would not surprise me if it looked pretty much exactly like this. You get some type of liquidation, capitulation looking type of move with a nice wick, to wipe people out one day, come back the next day or 2 days later, and then it sends because we get a bad jobs report, which signals we're going to be getting the rate cut, and then all the fear leaves the market, and we just go bazooka to the upside, rocket to the upside. Get 10% off all trading fees by joining BitTunics. Link is in the chat. Thank you, Alexander G, for putting that in the chat. Don't forget to smash up those likes, guys. Yeah. Hawkish, but take the entries. Great point, though. LBC, I'm very underexposed at the moment. I also choose not to talk about long-term bags. Yeah. Let's not talk about our long-term bags, okay? They're long-term bags for a reason. Shouldn't be selling anyway. It's too early. It's too early. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Not financial advice. I need a disclaimer. You think I should do like a ticker at the bottom that just scrolls across during the show and says not financial advice and yada, 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 all that good stuff? Or put it at the top? Or do just like a disclaimer during like the intro and just have that up just once at the beginning, maybe even one at the end, and like that's it? I feel like I need to do that. I need to get that out of the way. You just need to go ahead and do that. I am not a financial advisor. I think, yeah, gold still, I can go ahead and get rid of this stuff because this is all in the middle of the move, but I clearly see, okay, so this is obviously a level of resistance. Okay, so gold putting in, well, I don't know. Price is really starting to, as some people say, coil up a little bit in here. It's coiling. Price is getting tight. Okay? It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and eventually, boom, to the upside. Gold maybe breaking out soon. We shall see. The 2 and a 10. Let's see. Yeah, it's still over a 50-point spread on the 2 and 10-year Treasury yields, which is not good. And we've actually been holding that spread now for multiple days. I think over a week now, actually, which means that's one of your big indicators that we are heading towards recession, or we might even be in a little bit of a recession. Who knows? Round trip is my middle name, as you have said several times, Alexander G. Is there any other way to do it? Look at NVIDIA getting some nice absorption in here yesterday. So it did fall down quite a bit, or at least a good bit, but putting in a nice wick. So definitely getting some absorption here on NVIDIA. I like to see that. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, even better, we did get a bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour. Okay. I like that so far. We did come down. We did break this low. Excuse me. Okay, we did have a little bit of a gap between the candle bodies here, and it looks like that's what we came down to. Why, extendo. Extendo box. Oh, wait. That's the border in the background. I should probably change it from not black. I can just do this. Green. or let's see, distribution, extend right. There we go. Yeah, it came right down to that little gap between the candle bodies here. See it? Can you see it? This candle body and this candle body got a little bit of a gap here. Yes, we did get the wick there. But, I mean, look, I mean, it came right down to it. Let's pull a fib. That's not a fib. Pull a fib. Right down to the 786 as well. Getting a bounce too. Okay. Nvidia might be a play. Yeah. And this is its own little expanded flat. Come up, come down. Whoops. I shouldn't draw it like that because it came up short. Down, put in that low, come back up, break the high, come back down, break the low, and then off and away we go. That's the idea. And we do have this big sell-off candle right here that does have an imbalance, aka a fair value gap in here. So we want to be careful that we don't do something like that. Okay. If we come up into the fair value gap and reject, that will not be a good thing, especially if we reject and close below it. So I would definitely want to see us get it. I would definitely want to see us get in there. And even if we have to chill inside of it, that's fine. But I don't want to see us like come back out, especially aggressively. Like, the only way I would accept it is if it was a quick wick down and then right back up. Outside of that, nope, I wouldn't like it. Would not like a rejection of the fair value gap here on Nvidia. You got this, Alex. When am I going to start taking profits? I take profits every single day. What are you talking about? Not every day. I do lose. Just like everybody else. No, that's a good question. I mean, most stuff isn't at all-time highs. So, I mean, I don't know when, honestly. When we get extreme greed and I see actual euphoria is when I will start selling. That's pretty much it. So far this cycle, I have not seen that. We haven't gotten a parabolic move on Bitcoin. We haven't gotten parabolic moves almost at all. Pretty much at all. So, and we haven't seen a whole lot of euphoria. I don't know if you guys how many of you were around last bull market and how many of you weren't just around, but you were like involved and on X, especially, or on Twitter at the time. It was bananas. It was memes galore. It was just absolutely insane. There wasn't a single person except for Crypto Savvy that wasn't bullish. Okay. And right now it's a weird market. And with it being a weird market, it's just kind of tough. It's kind of tough to kind of gauge everything. When I say weird market, I mean, we keep moving to the upside, but we keep having these extended periods of ranging and consolidation or just like correcting. And that's kind of throwing, pretty much almost everybody off. Plus you got all the economic data, what that does to the Fed. I mean, the Fed is just sitting there like, we don't know what to do because we see rising inflation, but unemployment's still low. But is the unemployment low because of all of the illegals, so to speak? Undocumented is what I do prefer because I don't like referring to human beings as being illegal. That's just a personal view of mine. Because I just think human beings are human beings and whatever. God created the earth for all of us, but that's beside the point. Point is, Doesn't matter if they're hardworking planters. Doesn't matter. We've been rounding them up. Doesn't matter if they've been here for 20 years, don't have a criminal record. Doesn't matter. We've been taking them away. And that does affect the job market. So, I don't know. That could be why we still have low unemployment rate, because they're not even being counted anymore. So, it could just be, that could be it. That could be why we're staying afloat. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? I guess we'll find out at some point. But yeah. Plan B 100K. I just went 100K, want 100K ETH so Alexander and I can have neighboring islands. So yeah, I think that plays a lot into our jobs numbers, and that also might affect inflation, because that means you don't have all those people in the country to buy products to drive up prices. So, but the thing is, if the economy is doing well, which is why I don't understand. I understand Anthony Pompliano. I understand him. He's a silly person. Okay, he's not serious. I can't take that guy seriously. I don't even know how he still has any credibility whatsoever. To be honest with you, if you know, you know. But anyways, he keeps talking about how inflation's at 2% or under, and unemployment remains low, so the Fed should cut their rates. It's like, actually, no, the Fed should not cut their rates. If the economy is doing well, there's no reason for it to cut rates. The whole reason to cut rates is because you want to spur economic growth. But if the economy is doing well, why are you trying to spur economic growth? Like, you can't have it both ways. Which one is it? Is the economy doing well, or is it not? Okay? The reason why the Fed would cut is because the job numbers are bad, or inflation is super low or something. Together, combined, that's what they really want. Not really. More job losses would lead to rate cuts. So we'll see. We'll see how much of it is actually the illegals being deported and how much of it is Americans I hate that I said that, illegals. People being deported, or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, I distracted myself, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. We're not too far away from Friday, so that's the day. That's the day to watch. I don't think we're going to go to these crazy low numbers that everybody's putting out there. I just don't. We haven't broken any significant market structure, so there's really no reason for anybody to be thinking that that's what's going to happen right now. Market structure is holding. It's fine. I don't know why we're talking about 100K or 70K. I mean, you want to be prepared if it does happen, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to paralyze people from not taking positions that they could potentially take. I mean, as long as you manage your risk, it really shouldn't even matter. So yeah. 110K stop loss. If we break that, fine. We'll probably go down to 105. Then to 100. And so on and so on. Level by level. But right now, market structure is holding up. Even if we put in another low, or a fresh low, we can still get a bounce off of that, because we haven't broken any significant lows. So I'm just not there yet. I got to see more price action. I got to see more downside. I got to see significant lows broken in order for me to become an actual midterm bear. But right now, I don't know. I mean, you guys saw last week. I mean, last Wednesday night, I think it was. Whenever we put in that high, I was sitting there and I was ready to short that thing to the bottom of the range. And I really wish I would have, because that was Tuesday night. Because it played out. But this time is different. What's different? What do you mean? This time is not. This time might actually be different because we did break the all-time high before the halving. So, anyways, we'll see Friday, but we still have a whole other day, and yeah, so still have a whole other day. So I will see you all tomorrow night, and we'll get prepared for the J hole, and yeah, that'll be it. But anyways, if you got anything from the stream, please smash up that like button, share with some friends, leave a comment down below. And yeah, thank you all for joining me this evening. Alexandra G, Retro Mike Tech, Nick Musgrave showing up late. Good morning, sir. Good evening for me. And All Set and Bandage and Kelly. And first of all, where's Melissa? She didn't show up again. How dare she? I'm gonna have to do something. I don't know. Reprimand her. Anyways, this time is different. We ain't round tripping this time until we do. There we go. Anyways, my love, guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. God bless. Wait, what song am I going to play? Oh, I can play this one. Okay, mad love. God bless. Bye-bye. Bye.
Beaches Crypto. We ride the waves of the crypto market to the motherfucking moon. Surfboard mine, charts on deck. Crypto tides got no respect. Pullbacks hit like a lunar slap, but we catch that wick with a fib and a trap. Stars above, sand below. Charts lit up like a rocket show. No shills, no noise, just price and face. At the risk, hit play, levitate. We ride the waves, ride the waves. Crypto tides through the heat and haze. Rock to the moon, past the stars. Chart that zone, we know who we are. Wave can't beat, no cap, no fakes. Stack of truth while the system breaks. Wave ride the waves, yeah, that's the call. One good setup, we risk it all. Bones of our skin, stars in view. Lunar tide, got the alpha crew. No guessing games, no tactics. Just clean PA and candlestick flips. Anchor the VW, that line, stochastic twitch. That entry's mine, from sea to space, from dusk to noon. We ride the wave, you chase the moon. We ride the waves, ride the waves. Crypto ties through the heat and haze. Rock to the moon, past the stars. Chart that zone, we know who we are. Wave can't beat, no cap, no fakes. Stack of truth while the system breaks. Wave ride the waves, yeah, that's the call. One good setup, we risk it all. We ride the waves of the crypto market to the moon. Surfboard mine, charts on deck. Crypto tides got no respect. Pullbacks hit like a lunar slap, but we catch that wick with a fib and a trap. Stars above, sand below. Charts lit up like a rocket show. No shills, no noise, just price and face. At the risk, hit play, levitate.